Almost took that stick to the face. It's been a while since I've used Precious, our mini excavator. In fact, the last time I used it was when I worked on the pond, and that was a couple months ago. And I've got things kind of packed in here because I like to keep my equipment inside just so it lasts longer, doesn't rust, and it's ready to go the next time I need it. Starts right up. Don't want to hit my cool top on my Kubota tractor. All right. That worked. And away we go. Well, I wasn't paying attention. I almost hit the boom on the roll-up door. I've done that before, just a little bit as I was bringing it in, but I've never hit it going out. But as usual, I've got a ton of things I want to get done. And no weather is going to interfere with that, although it is hot. It's been a really hot summer. But the reason that I feel a little bit of rush or anxiety right now about getting things done is I am about 2 weeks away from surgery. 3 years ago, I got my right shoulder replaced. And so that one's been doing okay, and I don't have a lot of issues with that now. But my left shoulder, and I complain about this a lot on my videos, but we're at the point that there's so much pain that I have to get it done. So I met with my surgeon last week, and luckily he had a spot available. I didn't have to wait months for surgery. As far as the procedure, it's a big deal, but it's a routine one, and I'm using Dr. Dietrich out of Panama City Beach, Florida. People come from all over the country for him to do especially their hips, but he's just known for his hips and his shoulders, and he's the one who did my other shoulder. So I'm in good hands with him. I feel like I got a good relationship with him, so I'm not worried about any of that. But the recovery takes a little bit of time, so I'll be out of commission for a while. When I got my right shoulder done, I was out of, I would say, hard work commission for several weeks, and, well, I'll say any kind of movement that required, hard use of my right arm for several weeks, and then it wasn't fully healed for a year, so I had to be careful with it for a year. Anyway, I can still use it today, so I'm going to go back here in the woods and get some stuff done with Precious. It's been a long time since I've done any work on her, and just really looking forward to it and getting some things done. I got this stump right here, and I think this was a dead pine tree. I think the wind knocked it over. Then I ground up all the top of it for wood chips, so hopefully this one pops out quickly. Now this one might be a little more challenging. This actually was a standing live tree. And they're all pine trees. They just have deep tap roots that are hard to pull out unless they're rotted, and this one's only decayed a few months since the wind blew it over, so this one might take more effort than that last one. Well, this one will take more effort than the last one. See how much I have to dig this. It's sandy soil, so it's no problem digging deep. It's just, a time-consuming thing. There's other things I want to do besides just pull out a couple of stumps. With it being taller like this, I might have better luck with it because I might have leverage unless it breaks off. Just kind of loosen this sand up around it. That thing's being stubborn. I've dug on 3 sides of it. Well, I think I've dug on all sides of it, but I'm going to reposition and try and hit it from a little bit different angle. All right, I just checked the camera. It was 13 minutes for me to pull that stump out. So that's not too bad. A lot of people have like stump grinders, and the problem with stump grinders is it just grinds off the top, and then that root is sitting in there, that tap root, and then eventually it's going to rot out and you're going to get a hole. We see that across our pasture a lot because that was all planted pines like you see in here. And when they bulldozed, some of the pine trees snapped off like just below the surface. And when they root raked, what was left of the stump stayed in the pasture. And we're finding as they rot out that we get these holes that could potentially break the legs of our cows. So we go out there and we dig them out with a post hole auger, and then we backfill them with clay and then plant grass seed on top of them. And I bet we did 20 this spring. But I just need to get that smoothed out and tracked in and then get out of here, because this thing is like, I don't know, like eating chocolate. You just can't stop. The more you do it, the more you want to do it. Before you know it, I'll be on a totally different part of the property than where I should be. But from the last segment, I've probably pulled out 3 or 4 stumps. I've knocked down a couple of pine trees. I've pushed up some brush. I've done some leveling with the blade, and that's the way it goes whenever I take out precious. And I get over here to do what I want to do, or wanted to do today, which was clean up this brush pile. It's the last piece of brush and dirt that I have from where I cleared all this out when we did the cow pasture this year. And I cleaned out these woods to extend the cow pasture. Well, this is what's left of the pile after I've moved a lot of it with the dump trailer and with the grapple on the L4802. And I need to separate the dirt from the sticks here because it's mostly dirt. Well, as soon as I get here, the wind just starts blowing, nice cold, cool breeze, and that means that's the outflow boundary of a thunderstorm. So I don't know how much I'm gonna get done. I've already turned my D-site screener around, and that thing has been super, super durable for me. They just sent me some new side skirts to put on it because I had wrecked this side by hitting that bolt up there a lot with my tractor bucket. I didn't change this side out, but I've got a new side skirt for that. But otherwise, this thing has just been doing its job for 3 years out here. Absolutely no issues with it. Still got plenty of spring pressure, and I'm just gonna take that dirt and sticks, throw it against here, and I'll get a pile of sticks where I'm standing and a pile of dirt on the other side. I knew I shouldn't have got sidetracked in the woods. The trees are bending again. It's dark over there. I don't see any lightning or hear any thunder, so I'm not worried about that yet. But I think I'm in a good position here where I can just sit here and work all this pile. We'll just take this and kind of knock it against there. Now, it does it a little better with the tractor bucket. I didn't really get that much dirt out of there. I've made a lot of progress, but it's closing in on me. I got a steady rain now, and there is thunder and lightning, well, mainly to the south, but it feels like it's all around me and it feels really close. But I got a good pile of sticks going there. I got a second pile of sticks going here. Oh, and besides that, the rain makes it where it's not going to sift well anyway. But I got a good pile of dirt going here. That's good, clean dirt with a lot of organics in it. And this pile is a lot smaller. But we'll come back and finish when this rain is done and this pile has had a chance to dry out. Back at it. It's the next day, and it rained all day after the last segment in the video, but it was a real light rain. So I'm hoping that the pile, you know, once I break through the crust of the pile, it should be dry underneath, and I should be able to sift all that out and transport all of the clean sticks and brush down to the brush pile. Brought the Bombalite mini dumper over this morning because I can just put these clean sticks right into that and transport them down to the brush pile, and that just makes more sense rather than bringing the tractor over and trying to scoop them up with the bucket. Well, let's check out this pile and see if it's dry underneath. Yeah, it's pretty dry, so that should sift out good. Once I mix it with that dry stuff, it should go right through the screen. So what I've been doing is I've been pulling the screen this way, and that way I leave the pile of dirt, and as I pull it this way, then the sticks stay over here, and then I just keep recycling the sticks until they're clean. And what that's doing is, because the bucket on the excavator has teeth on it, it's creating a little divot here, or a place that I don't really want to be digging, but I'll just fill all that in with red clay on this road here, and that way there won't be a hole or a depression here to hold water, or just otherwise be bumpy when you're traveling around the property. I get the comment all the time when I'm doing work like this that, you know, why are you doing that? You could just burn that pile and it'll be less work, and you wouldn't use diesel fuel and all that stuff. And I'd say, number one, you can't burn sticks like this that are full of dirt. You'll burn maybe the top part, but then underneath you're just going to have a bunch of unburnt sticks and a big mess and a bunch of dirt. So the only other option really is to dig a big hole and just kind of bury this stuff, and eventually it would rot, although it's not going to rot as good buried under dirt. I mean, we've got 8-year-old pits out in our property where the guy who cleared the land did just that. He took the unburned portions, little sticks and stuff like this, and he buried them underneath the clay. And when we put in the fence for the cows this spring, the auger to put in the fence post went down into some of those pits and brought up sticks that were no decay to them at all. They were pretty much in the same condition as when he buried them, because if they don't get a lot of moisture and termite activity and oxygen, then they just won't rot underground. So to me, even though it's a little bit of work, a little bit of diesel fuel, it reclaims all that soil, all that dirt that was mixed in with these sticks, and then I can use that. I can take that soil, mix it with some cow manure, and have good soil for garden beds. I can mix it with cow manure, or just like it is now, take it like it is now, because I want to get a manure spreader, and I could take that dirt and just spread it out across our pasture and enrich our soil with all the organic matter that's been added from the sticks and the grass and the bugs and everything that's decomposed. So that Bombalite mini dumper there is about a yard stacked up. I think the capacity is 0.75 or 0.78 yards, but when you do a heap and load on it, it's closer to 1 yard. So that's 1 cubic yard of sticks, and that pile didn't look that big, did it? This is just a neat machine. It's got a Honda gas engine on it. I almost took that stick to the face. I'm trying to drive with one arm and film with the other. And some people ask, they're like, you know, you got a tractor, why don't you just use the tractor bucket? Well, this thing is like, well, with my old tractor, it was like 3 tractor buckets full. I don't know what it is with the big bucket on my new Kubota L4802, but this is just quicker. Probably 2 buckets from that. But this is quicker and it's more maneuverable, and you can get in tighter spaces. Sometimes it just makes sense. Now, if I didn't have this from Bombalite, then of course I just use my tractor bucket. It's not that far down here, like probably 150 yards. I had a viewer come by a couple days ago, spent the afternoon with me, retired Air Force guy, really nice guy, and he asked me about this pile, and he said, what are you gonna do with this big pile? And I I'm going to let nature take its course. This will eventually rot down. Now I'll go through here and pull out the bigger sticks and chip them up with the wood chipper. But for the most part, I'm just going to let it rot. I'm going to keep piling it up with the excavator, moving the bottom to the top, top to the bottom. And eventually it will all become organic matter. And I'll sift it out with my screen, and I'll spread this on the food plot and the pasture and just kind of keep the cycle going. I'm not having any luck with the rain. I got a few sprinkles coming in on me now, but I've almost got the main pile done. I'm trying to hurry up and at least screen out the main pile. But look at all the dirt that I've reclaimed right there. It just, you know, kind of goes on for a ways, because as soon as it gets up to where it's not screening effectively because the screen is full of dirt, I kind of move it forward, move it forward, move it forward a foot or two. And that's what I've got. I've got this long snake of screened material. I got a full mini dumper here, and I just need to like take these and clean them again. There's not a lot of sticks in that pile over there, but I don't have much more to do. So I'm gonna get on here and at least try to screen this whole pile out. And that way, if the rain comes, it won't really change anything because everything will be screened out already, even if the sticks are, you know, not perfectly clean. But if I get all the sticks out of here, out of that pile that's left there, then it can rain and it won't really mess anything up. What I've been doing is taking them and throwing them back on there. And then when they get pretty clean, I push them back into the pile. So they're kind of getting like triple clean. I can get them pretty clean with about 3 passes through the screen. First pass puts a bunch here at the bottom, and then I rescreen them, push these up into the pile and move the screen so I get more, or I get a place for the dirt to go. To move the screen, I just grab it with the teeth on the bucket and just pull it towards me. Okay. Gives me more room under the screen to screen more dirt. Lift it up a little, trying to get it above that dirt. Well, I didn't beat the rain. I had just a little bit more to do, so I took the blade of the excavator and kind of pushed it up in a little pile. There's so little left to do, but now it's going to be soaked, and we needed rain, so because it has rained, I'm going to have to switch my priorities away from cleaning that area up and using our aerator to do the pastures, and also reseed the pastures with our no-till drill, because we're right at the very end of the season where you can plant grass and expect it to establish roots before the winter. Unfortunately, I couldn't quite finish that project today, but I got it to the finish line, and as soon as it dries out, I'll be able to wrap that up in just a couple minutes. But speaking of wrapping it up, that'll wrap up today's video. We'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.